woods, and whenever I'm out there somewhere and I don't have anything with me, I'll try to find a snow hut. What it is an old blowdown. Anytime you find an old blowdown tree, once you find them, generally, you can hoe out underneath of them and break the branches off underneath of them. When you break the branches off underneath of them, it makes an open spot. Throw the branches across the top, and that helps so snow and stuff will stay on it. And by the time you've done that, you've got a place underneath where you can crawl into. You look how natural this is. When you find these, they're difficult to find sometimes just because they're so natural. You can walk right by them, but what you have to do is look for a blowdown. Find a blowdown, and you can always see them when you come in. If you just watch and find a tree that's blown over, and once you've seen that, there's always a place underneath because the tree just lays up. And so all you got to do once you find that is get underneath of it. And sometimes it takes you 2 or 3 times to find one that's good, but they're always there. Okay, just a moment. We're going to go around to the other end, and we get around the other end, I'm going to show you how to get into it. Now, I haven't been into this one at all yet. I built it and haven't got into it. As a matter of fact, there's been a rabbit into it before I got there, so here we go. Okay, now I'm going to show you how to get into this thing, and hope maybe the rabbit's still in there. If he is, I'll get him for dinner.
Charlie, you actually have gone all the way in that. We can't even see you.
Yeah, it's a good hut. I could actually go back another 3 feet. Then I'd take some boughs and hold them right over the top of me.
I tell you, there's not a boy watching that doesn't want to come out here and make this their fort.
Well, it works awful good.
Is it warm in there?
Oh, it's nice and warm in here.
Yeah.
Have boughs on so you can lay and keep you up off the snow. And I'd push myself all the way back and pull boughs right in on top of me, so I'm in the smallest area I can be in.
Now, when it's really snowing or something, do you have to worry about that? Like as far as air, is it breathable?
When it's snowing real hard, yes. I put a pole down through the top, so I'm in there. I can turn around and wiggle the pole back and forth. In any kind of snow hut, I'll wiggle the pole back and forth like that so you can keep air coming into the hole. Otherwise than that, she snows over enough, you could run out of air.
Well, Charlie, we've got to thank you. This is a great tip, and this may actually save somebody's life. That's awesome.
Hope it does. I'm going to explain this thing to you now. You can't see it much except for the outside, so I'm going to explain it to you. We're going to go around and get in it, and then I'm going to take part of the top off so you can see the inside. Okay, now this stick right here is so I can wiggle it around when I'm inside the hut, and if it snows or whatever, I can keep this thing going like that and keep a hole open for air. I also can keep it going so I can have smoke come out and have a small fire. Now what I've done here is I dug down in the snow about 4 feet till I come right to ground level. Once I get to 4 feet, I went around and found some old dead logs, and I put them on like you would a log house and built it up another 1 foot or 2. And after that, I covered it with boughs, as you see here. Got boughs all over it, and because it snowed sent then too, and I put some snow on it. I use my snowshoes to do that. Just throw snow on the top of it. And so we have it that way so you're nice and tight and warm and dry.
Hey Charlie, holy cats, this is nifty. How do you know there ain't a bear in there already?
I don't. I ain't been in. If there is, you'll see me come out the other end. There ain't a hole in the other end either, but I'll be making one.
It's pretty big. Looks
it
big
is.
in there.
What I've got right here is the entrance that goes in, and I build a long entrance into these things because you can keep the cold air out here.
Well,
so when you get in closer, and I'll get in a second.
But you can fight the bear back too.
That's right. I can fight the bear back.
There might be just one bear that's not hibernating, that's looking for a new home.
I was in a hut one time, and I literally, in the middle of the night, had no weapons, no nothing, up at Baker Pond, up by Jackman. And I was in there, and I had a lean-to built, and during the night, a bear tried to get in that lean-to. Literally, I'm not kidding. And I had pine boughs and stuff were hitting me in the face from the pines, or he's breaking his sewer. I shined him a flashlight right straight up, hit him right in the face, and off he went. And if he hadn't went, the pond weren't very far away, because I was heading to the pond.
So you could say you just barely escaped.
That's what I did. I just barely did escape. I was gone.
Okay. Well, how about showing it to us?
Well, I will. Let's be going on in here. Now, after I get in here, I'm going to have to come back out. Once I come back out, then I'll tear part of the roof off, and I'll get back in again, so you can see me in there with the roof off, or part off. All right, I'm going to go in here backwards, And after I do, I'll come back out and then I'll go in frontwards the way I normally would. But for what we're doing now, I'm just going to back up in here. So here we go. This is about a, I don't know, 6-foot long tunnel. And all you do is the same thing, dig a hole in the snow and just cover the tunnel with limbs or branches or whatever, and big enough to get in, and you're on it, go in and pull browse behind you and keep the heat inside.
John, where's Charlie?
I think I found him. Here he is.
I'm like a groundhog in the hole back here. Some of this is made out of cedar, so Vic asked me if I see the hut. And so I'm going to climb back in here. My feet are just barely in the hut itself. This tunnel is probably 6 feet long, as I was saying. And I just crawl back in here, and when I do, we'll open up part of the hut so you can see the inside. So here we go. They can't see me now. But anyway, I'm in the hut now. So I can sit up in here. I've made it big enough so I can sit up in the hut. And I can sit in here, I can do what I want to. I get room enough in here for 2 people. I dig down in the snow as far as I can until I come to ground level. Dig it out with my snowshoes. And it takes quite a while, but you're going to have something like this for more of a long-term type of thing. It's certainly not just a one-night deal. If you get stuck someplace, then you're going to want to get something like this, and you get in and lay down and be comfortable.
Now, did you just dig this out with your snowshoes?
Yeah, I dug this out with my snowshoes.
It looks like 3 or 4 feet.
Oh, it was. Yeah, I crushed it down some, but it was just about 3 feet deep. But it digs quick. If you get some snowshoes, it digs very easily.
Now, why don't you explain above you there? It looks all these rafters and stuff.
Okay. Well, first off, I put these boughs in here so that, and I don't have enough in here now, but just for what we're doing, I got all these boughs and use them to sleep on. You put it in about 6 inches of them, and you sleep on them, keeps you up off the snow, so you can sleep well and not be cold. Again, you can put a small fire in here.
There's plenty of room for that. I didn't think about it first, but once you get in here, you can actually see you can. How does the smoke get out again?
Well, I got to hold this stick right here.
Yeah.
You take this stick and wiggle it around, and I'd probably put it in the middle more than I got it here, but at any rate, you wiggle the stick around and it'll keep the snow off if it's snowing outside, and the smoke will just go right out through the hole. And so I use that to keep the smoke hole open and let air in if I need to. And so the rest of it, I've got some logs on top of the snow because the snow wasn't quite deep enough to build this thing. So you go around and break off a bunch of logs. There's always old stuff you can find, you can break off and whatever. And get this, and you set this center pole on here, and it's like a ridge pole in the house. You set it on your logs. It's better be stout enough to hold the weight on it, because you got a lot of weight. You know, you get a bunch of snow on top of this. And then I put other short pieces from the center pole back to the entryway, and then I go from the center pole here to the outside edge, just like a peaked roof, only it's almost, you know, it's peaked a little, but not a lot. And when you've done that, you cover it with boughs. Put the boughs to it, doesn't matter, any kind of bough. And then cover it with snow. Take your snowshoes again, cover it back up with snow, and you got yourself a nice, comfortable hut.
And most of this was blow-down material, correct?
Yeah, most of it was blow-down material. I've taken just all over the place. This has been a perfect place to do this because there's been so much blow-down material, and it's been a gold mine for outdoor survival in this area.
Well, Charlie, I tell you, like you said, if it's a plane wreck and you got to be here for a couple weeks, you could actually live in here and be out of the elements. This is quite a structure.
Yeah, it works good. Won't be the first one. Probably won't be the last.
Well, folks, my buddy Charlie's in his little home for the winter, just like an old bear. And now he's going to show us where his little vent hole is here, where the smoke would come out normally, and he gets some light. He's going to ruin it, kind of, by coming out through here. I'm going to help him out, you know. So, Charlie, you in there?
Yep, let's come out there.
Well, let's do it to it. Okay.
Here's another one.
Okie doke.
How about one more?
Okay. Gotcha.
Alright, that's big enough. I'm not that big. Hi, folks.
Hey, you
Normally
know,
you wouldn't come out this way.
if you'd have been in there a week with your wife, you'd have some sprucing up to do.
I'd have all kinds of I don't have a lot of hair, so I use this when I'm out camping. But anyway, normally you wouldn't come out like this.
Oh, there's Charlie.
You come out through the hole, but I thought this would be a little bit more fun. So we're not going to put it back together because we're going home in a few minutes.